Jay Lucas, after that Miami game, when he was talking about Chance and Jakari, said they have a certain swagger and personality to them that really lifts the team. How do you see that day in and day out?
Yeah, I think he's dead on with that. They're confident players in their own right, and they're different, which makes it really cool. Jakari, can really get going from behind the arc, but he's gotten so much better at driving and passing and finishing around the rim. Defensively, he's a weapon for us as well. He's so quick, good hands. Chance is just ahead of his time, and a really good player and a confident player and a smart player. And he makes the most out of his game.
You said after the game that Johan, that was one of his best performances of the season. What was working well for him?
He was flying around. He was just going for it, blocking shots, finishing around the rim, made his free throws. He was just really confident in that game.
NC State, one of the few teams that you'll see twice this season. How does that change preparation, if it does at all?
Yeah, I think it certainly does because it's the second time you're playing them. But, as we tell our guys, I'll tell you, it's neither team is the same as they were back then. And so there'll be adjustments, and both teams are playing good basketball right now. NC State's playing excellent. They're the best three-point shooting team in our league. They could score in and around the rim. They play fast. They're very well coached. They steal the ball. They're very active on defense. And they're a tough matchup.
Coach, can you speak on the legacy of the UVA-NC State series historically and then also now having coached in it?
Yeah, I think it's always been a great matchup. You think back to the 80s and when Jim Valvano was there and, Coach Holland was here. That was certainly, a time to remember and some huge games on both sides. And I think that's continued over the years, and certainly this one, this next game, we expect to be a battle, not unlike a lot of the games that we've played recently.
Chance made that great play at the end of the Miami game to draw the foul. How have you seen kind of the confidence from your first years and just your team kind of grow throughout the season?
Yeah, it's been huge. I think we've been in a lot of hotly contested moments where the guys have had to answer and step up and make big plays. Jakari's three was huge. The stop at the end with 3 seconds, was huge. Chance, just having the smarts to get the ball inbounded quickly, to get it up, to give us a chance to either call timeout or, allow it to materialize like it did. And that's what you do as a point guard. You put yourself in position and let the coach figure out if he wants to call the timeout or not.
And I know you kind of elaborated on it post game, but just kind of, did you want him to go up and kind of make that play, or were you looking?
Yeah, we definitely did. We definitely wanted to get the ball over half court as fast as we could, so that way, we're able to make a decision, at that point. And so that's typically what we would do, but. Every situation's a little bit different, but he was on the run, and so I wasn't going to stop it at that point.
Right. And then obviously NC State tomorrow with the big Duke matchup this weekend. Is it all focused? I know it's all focused on NC State, but are you able to kind of prepare it all for that Duke team that is really talented?
Yeah, no, we won't worry about Duke at all until it's time to play Duke. That would be a disaster.
NC State, similar to you guys, where they have multiple guys that can hit double figures any night. Defensively, how do you kind of prepare for that?
Yeah, we have to be well balanced on defense. Different guys step up in different games, and they have a lot of weapons. You can't just focus on one guy and say, we're going to take this guy out from NC State and expect to win, because they have multiple guys that can beat you. And so it's just, our attention to detail relative to their personnel and just really trying to impose our will on the defensive side of the ball and being really clean on offense, taking the right shots and really finding ways to score.
Does having a game like Miami, winning the way you did, late game, executing that well, build a certain type of confidence that you think will be helpful against NC State and then as you finish out your season?
I think, one game leads to the next. Just because you win your last one in this conference doesn't mean you're guaranteed the next one. I do think the situations that we've been in, the close wins, can be helpful because the guys can always reach back to those moments and realize that, hey, we were down this much and we came back and we were able to overcome that deficit. But certainly not a way you want to live, over the course of the season. You want to play your best basketball down the stretch, and that's what we're looking to do.
NC State's coming off a big win. Do you expect a different type of urgency or anything different because of that?
Yeah, they've been really good regardless of the court that they've played on. And so whether it's been at home, they've had some great wins, or on the road, they've had some awesome victories as well, just really tough environments. And so they're going to be ready to play. There's no question about it. And they have a history with us from the last game, and so they're going to be motivated, to do really well here in JPJ. And so we've got to be up for the fight.
You mentioned that both teams are a little bit different now. It's been a bit since you've played. What do you anticipate being different?
Their lineups are a little bit different. They're very secure with their lineup now and who they're playing. And the guys are in their roles now and know exactly what they need to do for them to be successful. And I think we're in a similar point. And so it's going to be interesting to see it play out.
Sweet. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
See you guys.